Oh, g'day guys. I'm just going to do a preview for the harness meeting on Friday night. 8 events, kicks off about 4:30. What is it? Yeah, 4:33 and finishes about 8 o'clock. So pretty good time slot if truth be told. I'll just kick off and preface it by saying that I'm not keen on much at all, to be honest. So I wasn't going to do anything, and I just thought I might even actually do something a bit different and probably try and make it a bit more interactive, in that I might try and do something that lets people try and make up their own minds a little bit, rather than have me sort of give my opinion. I'll still sort of have my 10 cents worth in each race, but by doing it I'll probably show a video for each race, so it might sort of take about 3 minutes a race, so I'll probably finish up being about 25 minutes. So if you're probably looking for a particular race, just multiply the video by roughly 3, so race 5 should be about 15 minutes in, but anyway, I'll get into it, otherwise we'll finish up going for about 40. First race is for the 2-year-old fillies, over the mile. Blossom Grant's been taking on the 2-year-old fillies features and been quite competitive as well. Does look very well placed. I've got the Bet365 odds up here. $1.65. Crikey, I think she'd start about $1.30. Obviously you've got Jugal, it's probably the big query. Princess Luna's trialled fairly. Well-bred Jugal didn't do a lot in the first couple of runs, resuming. Did go roughly in previous prep, but still got to keep coming back to Blossom Grant. If you want to lay the short odds, you probably want to be sure of her gate speed. And she actually drew barrier 1 against Sport, who's a flying machine early, and she did hold her own.
Dispatch now, not a lot between
this day, so she's in barrier 1, and just Spot's just got blazing speed, but you can see she's definitely got enough gate speed to kick up. You imagine she leads this if you want to take the short odds. So she's the one. But as I said, just with the query over Jugal, like she hasn't trialled for a return, so I'd probably, if there's no money, then Blossom Grant's a moral. So, but whether you want to jump in's the other thing. Race 2 is for the C2 to 3s. Look to be 3 clear standout winning hopes here in Chasing Cheetahs, Metro Star and Zukov Lees. You know, imagine Chasing Cheetah. Metro Star probably works to the front from Chasing Cheetahs, and Zukov Lees comes. I reckon he'll probably come about the mile mark. Metro Star and Zukov Lees went around in the same race the other day. Zukov Lees did beat him home, so this is actually taking a little while to click over again here. So they said, so there's only the 3 hopes. There's not too much value in any of the prices, and I was struggling to split them if truth be told. So if we just have a look at the race, Metro Star leads and gets it very easy early on.
just about.
So he's in barrier 2, so you can see he's got good gate speed. He's worked over and led, and they walked, but at the bell, yeah, we'll just a couple of horses here. No Apache Me ready to fire, I think they are. Made moves, and Rock and Roll Turbo came round, and they actually went 28 the second quarter. So, and here's Zukov Lees. He came 3 wide, but importantly, he's driving this nod. That's Gareth with the blue helmet. He didn't actually try and go while the speed was on. So he's worked forward, and that obviously burn there was telling. It's difficult to see the same type of pressure being applied. Oops. So here's Usain Jolt, who's since come out and bolted in, and Zukov Lees boxed on very well. And here's obviously Metro Star back on the inside. Forced to pick one, I would go Zukov Lees. But if we just have a look at the betting market, you can see that you couldn't back any of these. Like Chasing Cheetahs was very good last week on Rock and Roll Turbo. We pointed out in that video as well. Ran home 57.4 and only got touched off on the line. It's going to get the right run as well. So you get 290, 290, 340. Does look a standout box trifecta. If you want to play first four, obviously you've got Don't Pass on Fast, Tis You Later, and LJ's Monet are probably the ones to throw in for fourth. So yeah, tough race. Would go Zukov Lees. Todd's driving nobody better at the moment, so yeah, just no value in the prices given the likely speed map, so we might just leave that one there. The third is another good quality race, C4 to 6. Usain Jolt went like a jet over the mile last week. Speed map here, stylish trend, always has gate speed but always hands up, so you'd imagine he finds the front again. Jax Teller, pretty been a shade disappointing this time in. Like his runs have still been very good, but just given the wraps he had on him, he'll definitely be coming mid-race, and he was a better stayer than Usain Jolt last time in, so he might try to take the zip out of him. If that happens, also he called the Aussie, who's low flying, like last week in Launceston, he ran the quickest last half of the night by about a second in a red hot form race. He'll need a speed war to overrun the other two. So he's probably the one if you're looking at. As I said, I'll keep putting up these Bet365 odds, which not many can get on with, but the others do tend to follow quite closely. So, yeah, so $13 the Aussie. You see, they've got him pretty tight a place. It's another very thin race, but yeah, so he's probably the bet in the race, just more the place than the win. Sheer strength will be 3 pegs, definite top 4 chance from there, and Lockaway Casey's the other one. Like every possible against Usain Jolt last time, but held her own okay, and probably she should be running top 5 somewhere. Yeah, so another thin race. Imagine Usain Jolt gets a soft lead. Depends how much pressure Jax Teller puts on, but you'd imagine it would be, they'll put the power on at some stage. So if the Aussie can get the right camp in the race, like if Monat Mac doesn't start, then the Aussie follows out Usain Jolt and should get a good run throughout. So if I was to pick one, we'd go the Aussie there. So actually just trying to think of a video to show from that race, but where's the form guide? They haven't, like we had Usain Jolt 156 over the mile. You can see like Lockaway Casey trailed him and got beaten sort of 9 metres. And as we pointed out, the Aussie, they ran home 57.6. He made up about 10 metres. I think he was clocked at 56.2 or something for his last 800. And Jax Teller's been, working overtime, running home about 58. So you can see like he's been last few starts beaten at $1.24, beaten at $1.80, beaten at $1.60, beaten at $2.25. So yeah, but the Aussie each way, more place than win. The fourth, over the mile, it's another race with limited chances. You've got Al Bazin, who'll definitely go better. He's just clearly uncomfortable when you're watching racing inside other horses. He does have some gate speed, but it's not. He doesn't fly out, so he'll work forward. We might just go and have a quick look at that. It's taking a while to click over. So, but because he did actually lead to win a race about 3 months ago now. So we just want to show that gate speed. So it's his last win, 11th of February, it's about 5 months ago.
To go round here in the opening.
He's a big horse. I think he drew barrier 4. You can see his big head here. You can see he gets out okay. The one thing about this race is this is a 2-year-old race, and he got into it as a non-winner. I bet black odds this day. It was like finding money in the street, and he's a very one-paced horse. Like he just keeps grinding away. Yeah, so that's just to show his gate speed. But as we point out, if you look at the race, you've got horses with some gate speed drawn inside. So it'll probably take him a little while to get to the death. He did actually meet Street Kid there a couple of runs ago, and did look very unlucky.
Driving very well at the moment.
On face value. Here he is here last in the 3 wide line. Street Kid in front. So you can see here and there's a bit of interference. He goes through the middle. And now he charges. Oh, got to go forward a bit. You see just charging home here. Sectionals weren't, a little bit sort of flattered by the sectionals, but obviously he's gone good enough there to suggest he's a great winning chance. And obviously Street Kid's the other one in the market. The one here that our Perseus, I've got no doubt he's the quickest horse in the race. If we just have a look at, like, he ran 3rd to Usain Jolt there a couple of runs ago.
Just about right.
So he's 3 back the fence. He's here. We'll just watch the. So he's go through the middle. Here's Usain Jolt outside him. Zukov Lee's already shown this replay. You see he's attacking the line, going past Rock and Roll Turbo, since come out and smashed the clock on 1. And if we just pause that there, we've got Usain Jolt, who's odds-on favourite for the C4 to 6 race. We've got Zukov Lee's and Metro Star here, who are $2.90 equal favourites for the C2 to C3 race. And our purse is in a C1 race, and you'll be copping about $4.50 at a guess. Oh, it's a filthy draw. Yeah, $4.80. Inside the second row, behind a moderate beginner, over a mile race. But as I pointed out, that form reference of, you can see just with his form, he's been going around in C2 to C3 races, red hot C2 to C3 races like Rock and Roll Turbo, Usain Jolt. So it's, if you want to have a bet in the race, I'd probably recommend something on him. It said you take the risk he's not going to get the right run, but if he gets the right run, they won't hold him out. So you're getting the right type of price to take the risk. So we'll have something on race 4, number 8, our Perseus. As you can see, he's not. It's typical of most sit sprint horses. Like, they don't win out of turns. They need things to fall into place. But after his last win, like his last win was in a C3 to 4, so he was actually assessed at C4, and obviously he's still run a few placings, but now he's right back into a winnable grade. So happy to be on him. Well aware that might be held up until he gets back to the Wash Bay, but yeah, race 4, number 8, I think is worth the punt at the odds. Race 5 is for the free-for-allers. Very good race, and the barrier draw has made it interesting. It's actually quite a relevant replay we can show here. Because we've got Scooter Will We've drawn 1, we have Platero Plomo 2, and another swinger drawn 3. And the other day, if we just actually go to Launceston
$10.
start.
So the field working down the back, ready for
I'll
this.
just pause this. We've got Scooter Will We've drawn 1, Platero Plomo 2, and another swinger's in the pink colours here drawn 4, and they've drawn 1, 2 and 3 tonight. And if we just have a look, see another swinger crosses quite easily. So Scooter does hold out, kicks up enough to hold out Platero Plomo. Yeah, so you'd imagine that same speed map plays out. And I don't think there's much doubt Scooter Will We've should have won this race, but they only went home in 30. So he was flattered by so was the winner, to be honest. But the winner had worked in the run. Platero Plomo's hit the front. Here's another swinger. Sense had a start and won for Melissa Main stable. So he's going a lot better, but it's a lot of difference leading in a stand and in a mobile. You can just watch Scooter Will We've here. This is just criminal. We should have absolutely bolted in this night. You know, if he got clear air, like he would have finished 10 metres in front of this horse, minimum. That's our Barney Rubble. You know, you just see him charging through there. With Hobart, I think if another swinger leads, I doubt he'd be handing up this time with the new stable, considering he did lead and win in a stand. So happy to have Scooter on top. Definitely should be favourite. Well, that's interesting. So put up 240. I'd back him at that price, but yeah, not brimming with confidence. Teresi going okay. Cooler Julie's super honest, but yeah, just Scooter is probably the one you keep coming back to, and be amazed if he doesn't actually start favourite. The 6th. This is bottom up for the C1s, so the lower division. This is tricky. As you can see by their figure form, there's more zeros here than any other number. If we look at the speed map, which is half the battle in these to start with, you've not a ton of gate speed. Regal Major gets out okay, did lead to win about 5 or 6, must have been 6 runs ago, worked to the front. Well, Sony Snake gets out very well, so you'd imagine he's probably the likely leader. Franco Hammond's one here who can fly out as well. He's emergency, but interesting that Gareth's been engaged, so I'm not sure if one of the stablemates gets scratched or not. And Roll on Jack he did enough first up for Mark Butler stable, suggest he's going okay. It wasn't a flashing light run, but obviously this is a pretty easy affair, and the stable's been going very well the last couple of weeks, so it's usually a good sign. The one thing with Roll on Jack is he's a dead set allergic to winning. Race up to race 6. If we just have a look at his overall record, 46 starts for 1 win, 12 seconds and 3/3. And the ridiculous part of that is his only win, he beat a horse called Bad Billy, who's a free-for-all metropolitan horse in Victoria now. You'd shake your head if you backed Bad Billy that day, look back. But, well, his first up run there the other day, he went all the way back to last in a mile race in Launceston. They finished pretty much in a bunch. Yeah, the 3 wide line didn't go anywhere, so it's a difficult race to read, so I can forgive it. I've got him on top, but my God, I couldn't back him with free money. at the likely price. Yeah, even Regal Major, if he gets across, he might be in a bit of trouble, but he's definitely got the best recent winning form. As I said, the old snake, if he found the front, and Franco Hammond, if he gets a run, comes right into the mix as well with his gate speed. What price is Roll on Jack? $3.60, my lord. And Gypsy Treasure was okay a couple of starts ago and then galloped out last time. So in this grade, but there's not, you see, there's a few of them, like Northview Dave's going to get a soft pegs run. The 3 Adrian Duggan horses, they're all decent sit sprinters. Yeah, but forced to pick one, I'd go Roll on Jack, but you'd want $4 minimum. And look, in these type of races, sometimes when they're pretty even, the best drivers win. So Duggan on, yeah, I'll stick with him if forced, gunned to my head and forced to pick one. The 7th, another one without great figure form. Most of the major chances look to have drawn the second row here. You got White Eagle and Good Feelings. Finished pretty close together recently. White Eagle pulled his head off there at his first Tasmanian start, and then wasn't that bad last time in a pretty hot race chasing the fence. Good Feelings in the same race. And Biggsy Neptune's one who was out the back in a leader-dominated race last time. So they're probably the three. If you're looking for lead, Shadow Control is probably the leader. Can tend to fire up and pull, so the 2090 is a bit of a issue there. Probably, I see. I haven't got much between 9, 10, and 12. Yeah, so at those odds, I'd probably something on White Eagle. We might just go and have a quick look at that. It's taking a while for these races to click over. It happens this time of the day. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. I think they must be adding content to the site or something, because when you do it late at night, it sort of clicks in straight away. So, but just watch his last run, White Eagle, just for the sake of showing. You know, 7th beaten 21 metres doesn't read too crash hot on paper. So he's 5 back the fence here. It's actually Al Basin inside him. You see me talking about before, racing inside horses. You see him hanging, and so it's behind him. And Good Feelings is the one leading up the 3 wide line here. Right, so here is White Eagle. Still 5 back the fence. He's Good Feelings here. If you just watch White Eagle, he gets to line okay up the inside. You see his Albays now. They got favourite for a similar, probably a tougher race earlier on. So, like, it's not a great run by White Eagle. We just thought his run was okay. And the horse flashing through the middle there. Late here, Alamiria won on Wednesday night in Launceston, so, and Good Feelings finishes, there he is there. So they've probably gone about as well as each other, so hence they probably should be about the same price. And I said Biggsy Neptune, if he gets the right run, he's probably the most talented horse in the race, so that's it. But from the barriers, you can't be overly confident there either, as I keep talking about this meeting. And in the last, Tissue Spirits, the one moral on the card, raced against Bermuda a couple of starts ago. We might go and have a look at that. So, yeah, like he is a Good Things price, but you imagine he works to the front. So we'll go and show the day when the last time they met, which was a couple of starts ago. And Believing Forever's coming.
All pays up well.
So he drew the outside the front this day, Tissue Spirit. So he's got a bit of gate speed. Horse inside him is Pessimistic, who's actually drawn barrier 1 tonight. So you'd imagine they might try and hold the front, but you see Gareth's not bustling him, he's just working forward. So you can see he's run to the front. Believing Forever looks to have him. Actually, we'll go back a bit because I want to show Bermuda. So here's Bermuda 3 wide with cover. Tissue Spirit outside the leader. Believing Forever. So he's favourite and she's second favourite for tonight's race. She's had perfect card in, he's done all the work. You can see over the last 100 he's actually drawing away from her. Just take the winner out of it. Yeah, he's boxed on very well there. Definitely gone better. It's impossible to see her turning the tables from the barrier draws tonight. And then at his last start,
$2.80.
so he's in the same colours, obviously. Here he is here. So you see he gets out of the gate okay. He's not flying. The leader here is Yatsen Nuclees, who came out and won by about 15 metres on Wednesday night. Beam Me Up Chopper came out and won its next start. And the winners are very, very promising horse here, Peaceful Thomas. You just see he's galloped here and lost about 20 metres. Right, so you can see here Yatsen Nuclees in front. Tissue Spirits laying down the hammer. It's in this leader's come out and sends bolted in. And the one thing to watch about Tissue Spirit here, about the 150 metre mark, he actually gallops for about 20 metres and loses a bit of momentum. And this horse here, as I pointed out, has come out and won again. And this horse here's got huge wraps on him. So you can see just now he's galloped, gets down again, and then starts drawing away with the other two. You can see like Pessimistic, who's drawn barrier 1 tonight, had the good run behind him. Looks as if he's going to get close, and once he gets his momentum back, Tissue starts drawing away from him late. So he's the one good thing on the card. Probably going to be $1.30 though. So what price do they have him? Yeah, $1.50, better $1.60. Be nice if you can get on there sometimes. I might even take odds on occasionally. Yeah, so just to wrap things up, if you want to take a shorty multi, the first and last ones really should be winning. As far as recommended bets are concerned, our Perseus, I just think he's well worth the risk, but obviously it's with the rider that we know that you take the risk that he's never going to get out. He's the type of horse who can make drivers look bad because he's got to be driven stone cold, and if things don't pan out it doesn't look overly crash hot, but still happy to be on at the price. Can see this race being run to suit the Aussie, so if you're getting like that $8 or $9 mark, I think he's well worth a bet, and I'd be surprised if he missed a place as well. So if you're getting like 165, 170 a place, you know, back in 1 by 2, and you should have it going as a bet to nothing. Said I'd probably back Scooterville wherever he drew any other barrier. Thing with barrier 1, you tend to pay a premium for drawing there. You know, if you drew 7, you might be getting sort of another full point of value, and I'd be more confident. So, yeah, so just staying clear there. These races here are impossible. I do think Roll on Jack will run very well. Just that winning record, you can't back him with confidence. And White Eagle. So, right, I'll pick 3. Said, hopefully one of them gets the right run. We'll go race 3, number 10, the Aussie. Race 4, number 8, our Perseus, and race 7, number 9, White Eagle. And if I'm forced to pick one best bet on the card out of them, I'll go race 4, number 8, our Perseus. So anyway, guys, I will leave it there. You'll see when you show videos, it adds about sort of 60 to 90 seconds to each race. So, you know, that's, you multiply that by 8 races and you've got another sort of 10 to 12 minutes. So apologise for the length of it, but as I mentioned, if you just multiply by 3 as a ballpark figure, you'll be roughly about the start of the race if you want to have a listen to what my thoughts are prior to the race, closer to race time. But anyway, we'll leave it there. We've got another trot meeting on Wednesday night next week, so until then, we'll leave you with it. Cheers.